portion of my body was damaged. My spine had an accordion effect in it, where it is damaged. My sight, losing the sight, total sight of my left eye, and 3/4 of my vision in my right, and so it's just quite hard just to make it.
And what kind of insurance is AIG providing you?
Well, they are providing support, a biweekly support. They're supposed to be providing the medical, pharmaceutical, and transportation due to what's my injuries. But it's been a constant fight, a battle on each avenue that I pursue to get things handled and done.
T. Christian Miller, welcome to Democracy Now! Talk to us about the overall picture here. How uncommon is this, or how common is what John is experiencing?
It's not very uncommon, Amy. What we did is that ProPublica partnered up with the Los Angeles Times and ABC News to take a broad look at this issue of what happens to contractors who've been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan when they come home. And what we found is they're put into a system known as the Defense Base Act system, which the Department of Labor oversees and basically pays private insurance carriers, mostly AIG, to provide these gentlemen who've been injured while doing jobs in Iraq and Afghanistan, medical coverage and care, and disability benefits in the case of their disabilities. What we found is that within this system, carriers like AIG, and there's others, but AIG is the primary carrier, will actually challenge a claim or deny or dispute a claim in about almost half of every case of a serious injury. That's like in the case of Mr. Woodson's case, where you've lost several days of work and it's clear you're going to be a long time getting better. They will, rather than pay those claims, they will put these individuals into a system which can take months, years, until they get the benefits that they were deserved.
I wanted to turn right now to Keith. If you could talk about what was your situation before you returned home to Abilene, Texas.
Well, I was, of course, injured in 2004, and I went through several months, I should say, or several weeks of surgeries and hospital stays in Baghdad. And if it wasn't, or I should say Germany and Baghdad, and if it wasn't for my mother trying to get everything worked out, I'd probably still be there. I finally made it back to Abilene. And when I made it back to Abilene, unlike John, everything, went fairly well until they just completely stopped paying my benefits one day for no reason. And then after a call to my attorney that the same day, they reinstated my benefits until 07, November of 07. In that case, they just completely stopped paying anything. And come to find out now, there's been things, my doctor's visits and everything from back in 04 they haven't paid. There's a lot of things from 04, 05, 06 that they haven't paid, and I haven't been able to get to have any treatment for PTSD or anything else because they haven't paid my doctors. And now that I had my benefits reinstated through the federal court, it's become very difficult to get anything done. It's kind of like what John said. It's just very difficult to get anything approved. They don't return your calls. They don't when the doctor calls to get something approved, and it might be weeks before, if they ever return the doctor's phone call. So they've gotten to a point now they just don't approve things, and they're given no reason, why they're not approving it. Or in one particular case, I called the adjuster personally and asked them, why they weren't paying, and basically, and it was on a sleep study for my PTSD, and although they were ordered to pay that by the federal judge, I was told that it was supposed to be a split night sleep study, so there were supposed to be two nights of it. When they wanted to do the second sleep study, they just refused to pay, and I contacted the adjuster and asked her why they had denied that claim, and she said because my issues were personal.
Kevin Smith-Idle, we're going to come back to this conversation. We're also joined by John Woodson. Both are KBR military contractors who went to fight a war in Iraq and came home to fight a war with the bailed-out insurance giant AIG. We're also joined by the person who exposed this whole story, T. Christian Miller, working with ABC News and ProPublica website to expose this story. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. We're going to go to break, then come back. Stay with us.